everybody out there, internet world. It's your bearded brothers. We are back yet again with yet another sports podcast. I am, of course, the bearded brother, Matt.
What?
That guy over there would be the bearded brother, Chris. And we are here to talk about sporting news. Yay! And we are now to the final. We just finished the next to final week of the NFL regular season. We are done with week 17, and there are still half the conferences that hang, or half the divisions that hang in the battle. 4 of the 8 are still up for grabs. And that's just stupid. Because 2 of them, oh my god, 2 of them could produce teams that are quite literally, one of them at the very least could produce a division winner that is a losing team. That would, by theoretics, or by their record, be a losing team. And that would be the NFC South. If Tampa Bay beats Carolina this week, Chris, Tampa Bay will go to the playoffs with an 8-9 record.
I am well aware.
How dumb is that?
I mean, somebody's got to win the division.
You would think. I'm going to laugh if they tie. I mean, if they tie, Carolina automatically wins it, but still. And then on the other side, you have the guaranteed a winning record still Pittsburgh Steelers versus the we got kicked in the balls this year Baltimore Ravens for their division. I kind of want the Steelers to lose just so it can be Aaron Rodgers' final game. Then we can all shut up about it. Is that fair, or am I being too harsh?
I don't know. Sounds like you're talking away from your microphone, though, again. Bring it a little closer to your face, please.
Sure, something like that.
Yeah, that sounds better, thank you.
You're
It was
welcome.
kind of sounded like a little echoey.
Well, hopefully that ends now.
Yeah, now that's better.
Yep. Next week we won't have to worry about that. I'll have a proper boom stand.
Yeah, so you can move it around, yeah.
Yep.
Rather than having to hold it like you probably are now, I assume.
Yeah, it's in my lap. Okay, as you all can see, also I have a nice little setup behind me with the Kaprizov jersey. It is not the one I got for Christmas. That's what I've had for a while that I have worn on the podcast before. The one I have for Christmas could go back there, but I'm taking it this Monday to go get it framed. So, at any rate, hold on, I have a joke.
The framed one originally was a bit expensive.
Hold on, I have a text from my wife.
Oh, you should definitely make sure that that is not something super important.
It isn't.
Okay.
She's telling me a joke.
Ah, okay.
Once I get the punchline, I will share it with everybody. Alright, it's not officially out yet, but I assume it'll probably be out while we're doing this. Yeah, the Canadian one is, but we don't know. Okay. All right. So I don't remember there being a huge amount of injuries this last week.
Um, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. I thought there were a couple. Wasn't there someone that got carted off the field?
I think so, but I don't remember who.
Um, there were some lineman injuries, I know. I know somebody got carted off the field. Probably a defensive guy, if I were to guess. I'm trying to remember details. Sometimes those very specific details I have a problem remembering.
Well, let's see if I can
Um,
find a list here.
there was definitely a handful, but I don't know how
Ah,
bad they were.
Amon
Yeah.
Ross St. Brown,
Yeah, yeah.
Javante Williams from the Cowboys,
Yep, Javante Williams, I remember that.
LB3.
Yeah, but he played most of the game. He must have got injured at the very end.
It was after the final play on Sunday night.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember seeing that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he limped off the field after the final play Sunday, and
Yeah.
they're going to the X-ray room with him. Darnell
Okay.
Washington broke his arm.
Yep, yep.
Harold Fannin Jr. aggravated his groin injury.
Yep, I saw that happen too, unfortunately.
Rashid Shaheed left the game to go to concussion protocol.
Yep.
Malik Willis aggravated a pre-existing shoulder injury against the Ravens.
Yeah.
Sauce Gardner was back and then aggravated the calf injury again. He's not going to play for the final week.
Yep.
Hassan Reddick exited the game with a concussion. Alex
Yep.
Anzalone left with a concussion. And Jamal Dean, a quarterback for the Buccaneers, suffered a shoulder injury and did not return. So those are the major injuries that we had to deal with. St. Brown is obviously the big one. But at this point, it's not like it matters, and we'll get to why in a little bit. In the meantime, yeah, wife hit me with the oldest Vikings joke in the book. Why is the Vikings' primary color purple?
Because I like to choke.
Because if you choked for that long, you'd be purple too.
Yeah, I've
Yep.
heard that one before.
We've all heard that one.
Anybody who grew up in Minnesota who's been a Vikings fan has definitely heard that joke.
Yep. Yeah.
Or some
Some variation thereof, because you can say the same thing about the Lions and why their color is blue.
Yeah. Or
Yep.
Cowboys, actually. They like to do it now, too.
Cowboys too now, apparently.
Darker shade of blue now.
They've been doing it for so long.
Mm-hmm. Of course, the Ravens like to do it at the most critical of moments.
Which is why they're a darker purple than even we are.
Mm.
And Pittsburgh's been doing it for so long, they're black.
And yellow.
All right. Before I want to do a couple of things before we
Talk
go.
about another 9-8 season coming up.
More
Deal with
than
the
likely.
devil!
More than likely. All right.
The memes are real. They just can't escape 9-8.
They just can't. It's permanent for them right now. All right. I would like to tell you that Canada has released their official roster for the Olympics for hockey.
Okay.
I'll tell you who's on it, and you can tell me what you think. How does that sound?
I'm going to be blunt with you. I'm terrible with names. So I'm probably going to only recognize a third of the players you tell me.
More than likely.
So this is pretty much just going to be me going, okay, well, it's fine, I guess.
Well, some of the names you'll
Probably all the-
recognize because they're obviously big name players, but some,
Yeah.
because they're newer, even though they're really good, you probably won't recognize. Like the first one, Macklin Celebrini from the San Jose Sharks. He was the first
Okay.
overall draft pick 2 years ago.
Gotta be the center of attention, don't you?
Yep. Oh, Loki? Yep. Obviously. Anthony Cirelli from the Tampa Bay Lightning. Sidney Crosby. Duh. Like everybody knew. Yeah, you know that one. Everybody does. Brandon Hagel from the Lightning. Bo Horvat from the Islanders. Nathan McKinnon from the Avs. Again, that's a name everybody knows. Brad Marchand from the Panthers. Yet again, I'm sure you know that name.
Mm.
Mitch Marner from the Golden Knights. Connor McJesus from the Oilers. Everybody knows Connor McDavid. Consensus best player in hockey. Braden Point from the Lightning. Sam Reinhart from the Panthers. Mark Stone from the Vegas Golden Knights. Nick Suzuki from the Canadiens. And Tom Wilson from the Capitals. Those are your forwards. Defense. Drew Doughty from the Kings. Thomas Harley from the Stars. Cale Makar, the best defenseman in hockey, from the Avs. Josh Morrissey from the Jets. Colton Parayko from the Blues. Travis Sanheim from the Flyers. Shea Theodore from the Golden Knights. And Devin Taves from the Avalanche. And their goalers are Jordan Binnington, who wants to fight everybody and never does. Darcy Kemper from the Kings. And Logan Thompson from the Capitals. So, Binner and his 2 sidekicks. And that's what they're going to the Olympics with.
Okie dokie.
Like I said, there were probably more names than you thought you would recognize on that list.
There is about 4.
4 or 5?
About 4.
Yeah. I figured you might recognize like Cale Makar, McKinnon, McDavid. Those were the big names. Crosby. Those were the ones I figured you'd recognize.
I mean, I don't got any strong opinions until honestly, I'm one of those people that until I watch the Olympics, I really don't care about the Olympics.
Let's do a little thing that I'm calling hot or not. Essentially, is this NFL coach on a hot seat, or are they not? And there's going to be some odd ones on here. I'm not going to go, like all 32 teams, but just a few.
That would take forever.
That would take forever. So, but there are going to be some on here that are odd. So bear with us, if you will. All right? Okay. First question. First one. Aaron Glenn, New York Jets. Hot or not?
It's definitely a little warm, but at the same time, first year, what do you expect when you have to do a full rebuild? I mean, they knew full well ahead of time that this was going to be a full rebuild. Aaron Glenn is doing the best he can with the pieces he has, but it's very clear that changing a culture, as we've seen, can take time, and it's not going to be always within the first year. So I would say it's warm, but you got to give him a little bit more time.
All right, that's fair. The reason that I ask that is because his team, from a guy who's supposed to be a defensive guy, do you want to know how many interceptions they have this year?
I mean, like I said, you're changing more than just because you're a defensive guy doesn't mean much. I mean, you've got to change a culture. You have to change how players' attitudes are. And on top of that, I don't think that team defensively is built for the scheme that he wants to run. Put it that way.
I would agree, but they have 0.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, that means very little knowing that they have so much more work to do when it comes to just scheming and getting the players in the right places for the right team, for the right things. Like, it's not... That team isn't built for anything right now. That's why they're so fucking shit.
And they're locked in, I believe, to the 3rd overall pick.
That's from what I've seen. I believe so, yeah.
I believe so, and
obviously
potentially...
QB is pretty much one of the things they need.
If the Colts lose out, they'll get, I believe, the 14th pick.
Yep.
So they'll have the 3rd and the 14th, which are 2 picks in the top half of the draft.
Yep.
And I'm not sure if I'd draft a quarterback this year. Or at least, I'm not sure if I'd draft one in the first round.
Unless you know for a fact you're getting somebody in free agency, I don't think they have an option not to grab a quarterback in the first round. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like if they
I still
don't,
think, like, because Klubnik and a lot of those guys are going to be down in the second. I don't think any of them are going to be terrible NFL quarterbacks. I
I
still
just
think you
think
could find value in the second round for a quarterback. I just don't think you need to. Because
I'm
there
gonna put
are
it this way: unless and if the obvious number one guy, which we all know who it is, I can't remember his name, but I can see his
Fernando
face.
Mendoza.
Yeah, and if he manages to slip down to the third pick, you grab him. There's no question.
Yeah, but I mean,
So
I'm certain that
now,
dude is going.
if he isn't there, like if the Raiders for like likely pick him up, right? If they do, then yeah, then I can see potentially even moving off the third pick and moving down just a couple spots to try to get more draft capital
Depending on
and
what
get
you want, because
and then
there's
just yeah, depending on situations, obviously, but like
that
shoring up,
quarterback
they
out
need
of
offensive line, they
Clemson.
need defensive line, they need so much more. But unless you're obviously getting the number one quarterback, yeah, I don't think you grab one of the other ones because I don't think anyone else, personally speaking, is really a true first round pick, if that makes sense.
Maybe that guy out of Alabama.
Maybe, but even then, we're talking low first. I wouldn't
Yeah,
grab
I
him
wouldn't grab
with.
him top five.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Like, if you
So,
wanted a quarterback in the first round, you could take him at 14 easily.
yeah, exactly. So, that's why I'm saying is that ultimately, I think moving down, getting more draft capital might be the better option because they need offensive line, they need defensive line, they need defensive corners, they need. Brees Hall is doing okay at running back, but he's not consistent enough. Your wide receivers are
I mean,
who? Like
if you had a better offensive line, maybe he would do better.
exactly, it's hard to say, but I mean, who are you throwing the ball to? I mean, you have so many
Well,
holes
Garrett
that you need to
Wilson
fill.
and who?
Well, that's my
So
again, that's my point. Who are you throwing the ball to?
some of these you are going to be able to fill in free agency, obviously.
Yes, yes. That I'm just saying in general, these are all the things they need, which is pretty much everything. So the more draft capital you have to be able to try to draft a bunch of young guys and then fill in the small holes with free agency, that's what you want.
Yep.
Um, that's kind of where my feelings are at.
Yep.
So I think Aaron Glenn's going to be. You're going to see, I think, more of what he wants the team to be by next year, and then we'll kind of figure out from there if he sticks around or not.
All right, that's fair. All right. John Harbaugh, Baltimore Ravens.
That's a tough one because how much is it on him versus how much are the injuries? How much is everything going on? I would say he's definitely got a warm seat, and he's definitely burning through a lot of the goodwill he's built up. But at the same time, I don't think it's hot enough to be like, this year he's definitely gone. I've heard rumors, but I don't think it's going to happen. He'd have to have another bad season, I think, personally, for it to go awry that fast. But I do think that he's definitely getting a seat that's warming up quicker than I think he would like it to be. So I would say it's warming, and it's warming fast.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Kevin Stefanski, Cleveland Browns.
I'm still in the position that I don't think he's done bad with that team, but I think his seat is hot just because of the fact of that team just being what it is, right? Like, there's only so long you can have losing seasons over and over again and just go, okay, we need a change of scenery. We need a change of things. Like, is it entirely his fault? No. I think he's done far better than most Browns coaches have, to be honest with you. And I think he's definitely deserved a head coaching shot somewhere else. But the environment he's in with a perennially bad team, yeah, I think it's hot for the sake of it's time to have a change more than it is because he's done a terrible job. Great.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Pete Carroll, Las Vegas Raiders.
Um, Again, first year with the Raiders, it's hard to say, especially knowing that we do know that the front office decided to mingle in a lot of things. So how much is it Pete Carroll's fault versus the front office getting their grubby little fingers in places it shouldn't fucking be? Um, so I don't want to place all the blame on Pete Carroll. I'd like to see what happens next year, but I do think he's got a very warm seat considering the fact the pedigree he brings, right? When you bring in Pete Carroll, you bring in a coach that you expect to get turned around within the first couple of years. Well, year one hasn't gone very well. You're gonna have to really turn that ship around in year two, and if it doesn't, then you're probably done.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Hmm. Throw out a name that I'm pretty sure you're going to shoot down right away, but it has to be asked. Dan Campbell?
I mean, it's funny because I've thought about it. That's not an actually. I don't think it's necessarily a weird one. Obviously, I think we all kind of expected a downturn when both of your coordinators get poached. Especially considering the fact one is very clearly. I mean, you look at what Ben Johnson does with the Bears, and you saw then the play calling the Lions. It's like, oh yeah, that offense moved through Ben Johnson. Like, there's
Yep.
no questions.
No question.
Um, there's so much similarities. It's not even funny. So yeah, losing pretty much your guy, yeah, you were gonna get a downturn. Now I think they still did I think they're still doing a very good job despite that, and I think that there are still some kinks that they need to work out, kind of like the first year that Dan Campbell was there, right? Remember, the coordinators were still the same. It just took a couple kinks, took like a year or so to really get everything back in motion again. I think that's kind of the same thing. I think we're in a down year. I think next year's gonna be better. I don't think Dan Campbell's in worry, but I can understand where Lions fans are like, come on, this was supposed to be the year, but when you lose out on pretty much your top play caller, what do you expect to happen, you know?
There you go. Todd Bowles, Tampa Bay.
That boy should have been fired weeks ago.
So not only is his chair on fire, it's immolating him at this point.
Dude himself is on fire, and I got a whole rant about him later, so I don't want to get into it now. I don't know if you've seen some of the quotes that boy has been pushing recently, but he be big retardo.
I think he knows he's about to get fired, so he's just.
Oh, he's immediately, yeah, it's obvious he's trying to push the blame elsewhere. But dude,
I think he
like I
knows
said,
he's going to get fired, and he's just popping off now.
yeah, I got words for you, my guy. I got words.
Raheem Morris, Atlanta.
You know, for a while I was gonna say I think he was hot, but I think he's actually more warm. I think there's definitely some errors and some things that need to change. But if you fundamentally look at how that team runs, I think that there is a positive outlook going into next year.
Okay.
I I think Bijan, they have finally started figuring out how to activate him better. If they get a better offensive line around him, I think that he's going to be even more activated.
Okay.
I think they have good wide receivers. Despite Kirk Cousins being Kirk Cousins, he actually looked okay. I think if Michael Penix makes strides in the offseason to better catch up with the rest of his class, I think they have a lot of I think they have a hopeful future, if that makes sense. But it's really going to come down to how Raheem Morris decides to go through the offseason. And if they have another like 8-win season, 9-win season, they're barely scraping by. Like then we can talk about okay, maybe we need to move on because you have all the pieces actually. I think they have a decent defense. I think they have a lot of good offensive pieces. This is a team in theory that going into next year should be even better than this year. And if they're not, then you have to look at coaching at that point.
All right. All right. That's fair. Last one here. Jonathan Gannon, Arizona Cardinals.
I think he's in a hot position, but I think they're going to give him another year because I think they're going to let him pick his quarterback that he wants to bring in. Because it's obviously Kyler Murray's done, and he got brought in to try to help Kyler Murray. It obviously hasn't worked. I think, and despite that, I think he's done well with Jacoby Brissett. So if you can bring in somebody else who's got more, no offense to Jacoby, but has more athleticism than Jacoby does, I think you have a very good offense that you just need to build a better defense around because that offense actually it can move the ball. It moves the ball really well, actually. They have great talent on that offense. If they get a better defense around them and a better signal caller, I think that team can make big strides into next year in comparison to this year. So I think Gannon is in a hot seat, but they're going to give him one chance, basically, to go, okay, prove it now. Prove that you can do this with a younger guy or somebody else, and then we'll maybe continue keeping you around. But you have to have that prove it year now.
Yeah, and I can totally see that, and that was kind of why I threw him on there, is I wanted to see what the feeling was on there about him, because I haven't heard any major rumblings, but you've
Yeah.
got to start asking some questions.
I think if they would have left Kyler Murray in, I think we would be talking about firing Gannon. But I think the fact that he moved to Jacoby to go, no, 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 I promise, this isn't my problem. This is a problem with our quarterback. And then, the fact that he
They
moved to Jacoby and they had instantly better success.
they
I
have
mean,
looked a lot better, but they still can't
yeah.
win.
No, and that comes down to, I think, their defense, because if you look at the points, they're scoring points, but their defense is letting up more points than they're able to score. So I
Yes,
think if they rebuild their defense and then get a slightly better signal caller, I think you can see a massive jump in form from this team, I believe.
I can agree with that. That sounds about right to me. All right. Well, do you have any other news that you want to talk about? Well, there's a couple of pieces maybe we should bring up. Um,
Well, I was going to say, I mean, which parts do you want to bring up now? Because I just heard about the Stefan Diggs stuff, so there's that.
there's the Stephon Diggs news, there's Christian Barmore news,
Yeah,
and there's Trayvon Diggs news.
the Trayvon Diggs, yeah.
So let's start at the top. Stephon Diggs. Apparently, supposedly,
Allegedly.
there's a domestic violence problem there.
Um, I've seen the most recent update that it wasn't even DV, it was straight up choking. Just straight up started choking somebody.
Oh no,
Like it
wait, you're
was,
right. For him, it was just straight up. He choked somebody outside of a club or something.
yeah, yeah. He was
Yeah,
choking somebody, supposedly, allegedly.
he assaulted somebody outside of a club. Apparently,
Yeah, allegedly.
allegedly. But what led up to that is still kind of a mystery.
Well, he claims that it absolutely just didn't even happen, that he wasn't even there. So we'll have to see on that front. But
Wasn't me.
yeah, it's possible. I haven't seen any evidence that supports the other way, but at the same time, you know how this shit goes. You have to wait until the police do their investigation before anything gets released, and then we'll hear about from there.
Yep.
So
Christian Barmore was supposedly DV, and they just put
yeah,
up a thing about that. Um,
that I don't know enough
it is
about to
an
really
assault
comment
and battery charge against Patriots DT Christian Barmore.
on. I don't have enough info on that to say one way or the other.
We don't either. That's about as far as we've gotten with it.
Yep.
And the Cowboys have released Trayvon Diggs.
Which I'm not surprised by. This year he's played like absolute garbage.
He has. He is a two-time Pro Bowler, and he's a pretty good corner. But this year,
Yeah,
he's been
this year it
straight.
didn't work.
He's been a straight bum this year.
Yeah.
Now, could there be a team going to the playoffs that signs him for depth? Absolutely.
I mean, Patriots fucking could.
Patriots
That'd be
absolutely
hilarious.
could.
Bring the Diggs
Uh,
brothers together, you know?
Wouldn't surprise me if he got chased in the offseason by somebody who needs a cornerback. Minnesota.
Well, no, I don't want him.
I mean, if somebody could rehab him, it would be Brian Flores.
If Brian Flores stays, that's the other big news with that.
Yeah, there's a lot of buzz that he's getting head coaching consideration, but the question
Well,
that
not even head coaching. Apparently, he's been getting other DC options somewhere else, you know?
the question that has to be asked: one, how happy is he in Minnesota? I think he's
Yep.
pretty happy here. Two, does he want to be a head coach somewhere?
It depends on the gig, I'm sure.
Yeah, but I'm not sure he does. The last time he was a head coach, it did not go well. Refresh. It went fine. He was a good head coach, but ownership fucked him.
Yeah. And there's also more and more that came out about that. For example, he never wanted to in the first place. He wanted somebody else.
And the owner wanted Tua.
Yep. And so he sidelined his things, and so from there he just kind of had to try to put up with it, but he didn't ever really like the way Tua played. So, which
Nope.
the more we see of Tua, the more I kind of bluntly agree with Brian Flores. Now, is Tua bad? No, but is he good? Debatable. He's got moments.
In the right system, he's fine when the system
Yeah.
is working and
Yeah.
he's not concussed.
and he's not concussed. Exactly. So I can understand Flores's hesitation, but that's why I said it depends on the gig. Like, honestly, the Titans would not be the worst gig ever because in fact you already have your quarterback. You know you have your quarterback.
Yes, you
Cam
have,
Ward looks great.
Cam Ward looks great.
Um, obviously you're not going back to the Dolphins. That's never going to happen.
No.
I would say the Browns would be a terrible place. Don't do that either. Right?
Yeah, no, don't go there.
So like, if he was to go somewhere right now that we know is gonna have coaching offers, I would say the Giants or the Titans are the most obvious. Like those would not be terrible jobs.
Yes, those would not be terrible jobs. If they offer and he goes, I'm not going to be mad. But
Yeah.
if he wants to stick around, Minnesota would love to keep him.
Yeah, I mean, the most latest news is that Brian Flores did say that his people are talking with not our, but with the Vikings people
Yeah.
in talks about contract negotiations.
Agents are talking to agents.
Yeah. So in other words, it sounds like he's more than willing to stay, but at the same time, if somebody offers him more money at another place that he thinks he can win a Super Bowl at, he's going to take it.
More than likely, I would agree with you.
So unless he's convinced that this team can take them to the Super Bowl,
Also, you have to consider family and
Yeah.
school and everything else.
Yeah, and some of that's obviously some of that matters too. Obviously, yeah.
Yes, obviously. And apparently, the Vikings are a class organization, and you don't get that everywhere. So.
No, not necessarily. And there are certain areas of Minnesota that are definitely better to live in than others. But that's true for every
I wasn't
state you
talking
go
about
to.
Minnesota as a class state. I was saying.
No, I know. I was referencing when you brought up schools, basically family schools.
Yes, there's that.
So there are areas that are better than others, but I think that's true for just about any state. To be fair,
I would agree.
Some states I would rather be in than others. Like the one downside to going for the Giants is you have to live in New York, and wouldn't be my preference to place, mostly because I don't like how tight packed New York fucking is. But that's just a personal take.
Nobody likes how tight packed New York fucking is.
So if I were to pick, honestly, I would pick Tennessee over New York. Honestly,
yeah, I don't blame you.
I lived out in that area before, and it's actually not that bad.
No, Tennessee's nice. I lived out in. I did my basic training in Kentucky.
Yeah, well, I lived in Kentucky for about a year, so I lived I think it was 30 minutes from the Tennessee border. So.
Yeah, I was at Fort Knox.
Okay, yeah, I was not that far away from that, so.
Yeah, I think they're close to Louisville.
Yep.
Yeah,
yes,
don't ever call it Louisville.
No, it's not Louisville. How dare you?
How dare you?
Yeah.
And people are like, well, how do you say it? Louisville?
Yeah, it's all just kind of like...
My favorite is somebody said once, I think it was Ben Brainerd. He said, just try saying it with a mouthful of mashed potatoes.
Basically.
Yeah, Louisville.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. Let us talk. I think now is a good time to talk about Week 17.
We can do that, and it was Week 17. Congratulations.
Bam!
You got it right this time.
I got it right this time. It's Week 17. We'll start with the Thursday night games, of which there were 3.
Yes.
Yes, there were. And they started with the Commanders and the Cowboys at the Commanders.
That was a football game.
It was a game. There was a football involved, and 2 teams showed up.
I promise you, at least from our family perspective, it was on, and no one gave a shit.
That's about how I felt about it, too. I had it on, and it was background noise.
Yeah. It wasn't even that good of a game. Even though the score makes it look like it was a good game, I promise you it wasn't.
I promise you this was not a good played football game.
No.
This was a bad game. It was dull to watch. And the only people that got any joy out of it are Cowboys fans.
And even then, I'm not sure they got that much joy out of it.
Hello to my brother-in-law and my father-in-law, who's a stepfather-in-law, who are huge Cowboys fans.
Well, I'm sure they've enjoyed this season.
Oh, they don't watch this podcast whatsoever, and I'm sure they've
Oh no, I'm still sure that they they definitely for sure totally enjoyed the season.
Well, turns out my sister-in-law, my brother-in-law's wife, is a Chiefs fan.
Definitely having a great time.
Definitely having a great year, aren't you?
Hmm.
All right. Then we move to the Lions at the Vikings, and I thought this would be closer.
This was kind of also a boring game.
This was a boring game, but for other reasons entirely. It's a boring game because
Turn it over. Turn it over. Turn it over. How about another turnover?
The only thing that showed up in this game were the defenses.
Mostly one over the other too.
Mostly one of them really showed up, and the other one was there because the offense was terrible.
Pretty much.
Max Brosmer had 5 net passing yards or something.
It was between 5 and 10, I think, something like that. Yeah.
5 to 7, something like that. He did not have double-digit net passing yards.
Yeah.
And yet the Vikings won 23-10.
Pound the ball. And also get a bunch of defensive touchdowns.
Oh yeah. And I mean, back-to-back interceptions for Goff and fumbles, and they sacked the bejesus out of him.
Field goal.
Yeah, this was a trash game for the Lions. Also, can we talk about Brandon Aubrey making the Pro Bowl over Will Reichard?
I mean, I'm not shocked. Aubrey was very good throughout most of the year.
Yes, but Will Reichard has missed 2 kicks all year, and one of them went off an invisible guide wire.
Yeah.
Although the NFL claims that didn't happen.
Yeah, they do.
Brandon Aubrey missed 2 kicks in the Vikings game alone.
I agree, but Brandon Aubrey's got arguably a longer kicking leg, so it depends on how you rate all that.
I know. Yeah. Still. It's a hill I'm willing to die on.
I think Reichard was better, but there's a reason why Aubrey for most of the year was called automatic until the last couple of weeks here. So.
Yeah. I think he's kicked his leg out.
It kind of seems that way. Obviously the Cowboys are obviously not great either, so I mean, you take it.
As Owen Hart would say, I kicked his leg out from under his leg.
I mean, yep.
Moving right along, Broncos go to Arrowhead to face the Chiefs and come away with the victory. But did we expect anything different?
Not really, but they did it in the exact fashion you would expect Broncos to do it in.
Which is make it way closer than it needed to be for no reason at all.
And then win in the fourth quarter. Yep.
And then win in the fourth quarter.
Yep, pretty much.
That's going to bite them in the butt in the playoffs.
You would think so, but it's most of the time working. It's only not worked, I think, 2-3 times?
Yeah, it did not work against Jacksonville, that's for sure.
No, but Jacksonville also just outran them, quite honestly.
Which was amusing to watch.
Yeah.
Then we go to Saturday. The Texans went to LA to face the Chargers.
Barely won, but they won.
They barely won, but they did win 20-16, keeping themselves alive in the AFC South race.
Mm-hmm.
And the Ravens ran over the Packers. And that's literally what they did.
Derrick Henry.
The Packers got hit in the face with a Derrick Henry.
Over and over again.
Repetitively.
Yeah.
He had over 200 yards and 4 touchdowns on the ground.
I mean, I'm gonna be that guy. It was very obvious from the get-go that this was the game plan for the Ravens, and the Packers did nothing to stop it. Or they couldn't stop it either way.
They couldn't stop it even if they knew it was coming.
Which is just as sad. I mean, I was telling Dad, if you know that it's coming, dude, just stack 7 in the box and just see what happens.
What's the worst that happens? Come on now.
You can't just let them continue doing it over and over again. Eventually, you got to find a way to stop it.
You got to find a way to stop this. Come on now, man.
Yep.
And then we'll talk about Sunday's games. The one that I think was the most entertaining to me, Steelers at Browns.
I wouldn't call it entertaining, but it was kind of humorous.
It was entertaining because of the humor. Unfortunately, we do not have a broken sack record.
No, and the funny thing is, according to Miles Garrett, the reason why Steelers lost that game is because they were too focused on keeping him from getting the record.
Which doesn't surprise me. They were double and triple teaming his ass all game.
All game,
and that allowed other people to just come through and sack Rodgers.
Yep.
Which is what happened. And he got picked off. And then they had a chance to win the game. On the fucking goal, 3 yards out?
Something like that, yeah.
And 3 times in a row, they threw to the same guy.
You know, the guy that's been known to have great hands this whole season.
No, not DK Metcalf, because he was out.
I know, that was the joke.
Yes, and Calvin Austin was injured. So they had to make do with Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Again, that was the joke. Yep.
Yes, yeah.
Known for having great hands this entire season.
One time, the throw was totally, he misread the route. Him and Rodgers were on different pages. Ward almost picked that sucker off.
All I'm going to say is, bro, you have a tight end who's very tall, who's known for catching footballs.
Move!
Throw him the fucking ball!
Move!
Ryder Muth, give him the fucking ball!
Come on, man. He caught several on that final drive.
That's what I was
Just throw
saying.
him the ball, for Christ's sakes.
Let him point it up, man.
You threw 3 times. Rodgers threw 3 times at MVS, and they lost the game.
Yep.
The Patriots went to the Jets, and Drake May said, "Stand down, everybody. I got this."
I'm him.
I'm
him, and I still got pulled in the third quarter and still ended up with way better stats than most quarterbacks this year.
5 touchdowns. He had 4 by the halftime.
Yep. And I'm pretty sure he had a 90-something% completion rate as well.
Yeah, it was dumb.
Yeah. You made him look like a joke.
Yes, he absolutely made... This is why I wondered if maybe... Because, it's quite obvious the Jets have given up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, of course.
Saints went to the Titans and put on a comeback victory.
I know. I was thinking for a while the Titans were going to win that, but apparently this is the year of the shuck.
Shuck happens.
Shuck.
Yeah. Like I said, I think the Saints are pretty happy with their quarterback right now.
It's funny. So many people thought that was a weird pick, but I remember coming on and doing our draft analysis ahead of time, and I was like, I think Shuck's a far better quarterback than people give him credit for, just because of all the injuries he had in college.
Same thing. I think we said, he's older, and that's usually a problem, but in a team that's as young as what the Saints are, a lot of times, having a guy like that can lead a locker room, that's pretty important.
Well, then, you got to remember that most of his issues come from injuries that he sustained. That's why he was there for so long. Yep. And while you might be like, well, that might be an injury concern, you're right. That could be a concern. But if you look at what he did that last year in college, it's hard to pass up that chance and just be like, we got to give him a shot.
Then the Jags went to Indianapolis to face off against the Colts and barely came away with a victory.
Man, I mean, Rivers, I give credit to the dude. He tried real hard.
He did. He thought he had that one, and just, no, you did not. In the end, you ended up losing it. Supposedly, the Colts are going to start Riley Leonard this weekend.
He's supposed to be healthy now, yeah.
Yep, and I think they just want to see what they have in him.
Well, he's got a stronger arm. I mean, for goodness sakes. I mean, they took Rivers out for the very last play so that, because Leonard's got the stronger arm to go down the field. I mean, Rivers fully admitted that he doesn't have that kind of strength in his arm anymore. He can't long bomb it.
He absolutely does not, and he knows it.
Yeah, so I think that's why. I think the idea is that he's supposed to be more of a personal QB coach to Leonard for this week. and then we'll let Leonard loose and see what happens.
The Buccaneers travel to Miami to take on the Dolphins. And the way this game went, they should have left Todd Bowles in Miami and then hit him with the bus on the way out.
I mean, like I said, I got things to say about Todd Bowles that I'm going to be holding back on for now, but bruh.
The Dolphins didn't just win, they quinned.
I will say I do give credit. Quinn Ewers does look actually decent.
Yeah,
they might have some. They might actually have something there if they give him some more time to cook in the off season.
Yeah, we'll see. I would like to see if he could come into camp next year and compete for a starting spot.
Yeah.
Especially if you get rid of Tua.
Which it sounds like they probably will. But I don't know if they can offload that contract, and I don't know who would take it.
Well, there's a couple of teams that are stupid.
I mean, yeah, the Jets are dumb, but I don't know if they're that dumb.
I was going to say the Jets are that dumb.
We'll see.
The Cardinals may be that dumb.
Browns are that dumb, though.
Browns are that dumb, despite
I just don't know if they have the cash to make that work.
I don't think they do. And honestly, Sanders hasn't been terrible. I'd roll with him another year.
No, but he's kind of, I'll be honest, he's pretty much matching exactly what I thought he would be.
Yeah, and he's definitely not a first rounder, but I don't think he was a fifth rounder either.
I mean, with how long it's taken him to get to even be decent, I would argue third rounder maybe, but even then.
I would say third or fourth is where I'd have taken him.
Yeah, I can understand why he dips so hard, though. It's like, it's very obvious if you look at the way he plays that, like, he's got a lot of learning still. Can he still have a decent potential? Yeah, but it's very clear he still has a lot more to learn.
Yeah, he's getting bailed out, or he got bailed out a lot by Harold Fannin, who is...
Yeah.
Look, if there's somebody who dipped that didn't deserve to dip, it's Harold Fannin Jr.
Yeah.
That dude is an absolute monster.
Yeah, I mean, we argued that for a while. I was like, I said it from the top of my lungs that he was the third best tight end, no question.
Oh, absolutely. And
like,
the way he's been playing,
it wasn't even a debate.
He may end up being better than the other two.
I don't know if long haul he will be, but he'll definitely compete with them, I think.
Oh, absolutely. In the long haul, he will. And as long as he doesn't get massively injured or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. That tight end trio is really good.
Oh, yeah.
And Loveland has been a lot better than I thought he was, so...
he's playing better than I thought. I still argued that, what's his name? I can picture him.
That Warren.
Warren. I still think Warren is overall the better tight end, but I do understand the Loveland is a more clutch player, depending on how you want to look at it.
Yeah, I think he's been involved in far more, like, clutch, like, gotta-have-it plays than Warren has. But Warren's been a fantastic tight end this year.
Granted, if we're talking about this week in particular, I will say there were clutch moments that Loveland definitely dropped the fucking ball. So.
Oh, absolutely there were.
So unfortunately this week doesn't really meet what we talk about, but in general.
Yeah. Yep. Then the Seattle Seahawks went to face off against the Carolina Panthers and knocked them into the dirt.
It was close for a while.
For a while. Bryce Young ended up with a total of 50 yards passing.
Yep.
Yeah.
He got a touchdown, though.
He did. He had one.
Yep, he got a touchdown. He ran it in on his feet.
Yeah.
Yay.
And then the Seahawks beat them 27-10.
Yep.
The Cardinals went to Cincinnati to face off against the Bengals.
That went exactly as everyone expected.
That went exactly as we all thought it was, would, which is the Bengals and Joe Burrow absolutely obliterated the Cardinals, 37-14. The Giants went to Las Vegas, and Las Vegas decided they were not going to put up a fight.
Pretty much. Well, they want that first overall pick, damn it.
They want that first overall pick, and they got run over by Jackson Dart and the Giants 34-10.
Yep.
Yep. Then Philadelphia went to Buffalo to face off against the Bills, who forgot the football existed.
Until the fourth quarter, and it was far too late.
And then it was far too late. The Eagles win by a score of 13-12.
That last play, man. That 2-point conversion. Dude was wide open. Josh Allen had no excuse for fucking that pass up.
None at all. You blew it, Josh. I don't know what happened to your Superman cape, and he got stuck somewhere.
Yeah, he forgot his he had kryptonite all day, it felt like.
Yeah. It's like somebody stuffed kryptonite down his pants.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then the Bears went to San Francisco to take on the 49ers, and that was a game defenses forgot.
Surprisingly enough, because the Bears' defense most of this year has been good.
The Niners' defense most of this year has been pretty good.
I know, and that either staying how good these offenses are, or both defenses forgot how to defense for the day. I don't know.
Well, because the very first play of the game, Purdy drops back to pass. The pass is batted at the line, winds up in the hands of the defender, who takes it back for a pick six.
Yeah.
15 seconds into the game, and we've got a score of 7-0.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, well, that's how this game's going to go. And then
it did.
Scoring just happened. I was going to say, scoring just happened on both offenses, and defenses just forgot how to defense after that.
Yep.
It's like, okay.
And
well.
San Francisco wins 42-38. The Bears had a shot.
They had a shot at the end.
4 seconds left, and just Caleb couldn't find anybody open.
And I feel bad because they actually had a couple of chances to move down the field, and Loveland dropped in that last drive like 2 passes that were like critical, and you're like, come on, bro. And then there was that sideline. There was that sideline catch that was so good. It looked amazing, but it wasn't a catch, and you're like, fuck.
Nah, the catch that should have been a catch that wasn't a catch was that Puka catch.
Yeah.
On Monday night. Good Lord.
That's just as bad. Yeah, that one's a real good one. Unfortunately, like if you watch the replay on that, you're like, yeah, okay, it wasn't a catch, but it should have been.
Oh God, that was so good to watch.
Yeah.
And it just didn't work.
Yep.
Speaking of that game, the Rams go to Atlanta and get run over by Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, I was going to say, most of that was Bijan. Don't get me wrong, Kirk played fine, but it was mostly Bijan.
Didn't Bijan have like a 90-some-odd yard touchdown run?
I for sure had one, but I don't know if he had...
Yeah,
I know
93 yards.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he was 22 for 195 and a touchdown, like... 2 of them over 20 plus. Like, yeah, I mean, just what are you gonna do?
Yeah, how do you even stop that?
It's like Derrick Henry. Like, when they're feeling themselves, when they're playing well, what do you do?
Yeah, like, there are some backs that you just, like, Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, Bijan Robinson, when they are feeling themselves, you go, well, that was a fun game.
Pretty much. Yep.
All right. Let's give out some game balls, shall we?
We can certainly do that.
I'll start. My first game ball. Vikings defense. All of you, get a game ball.
And they're the only ones that did anything that game. Well, I'll go with the couple obvious ones here. My first one I'll give to Drake May because, well, duh.
My next one, King Henry.
Yeah,
duh.
That's another well duh. Bijan Robinson. Duh.
I got 2 left here. Who do I want to go with? Tyler Shuck.
Shuck.
Good job bringing him back.
For my last one, I actually picked Luther Bird in the third because dude actually had a game.
He did, and then he got hurt.
And then he got hurt at the very end. But man, he put on a hell of a performance.
Notable honors. Brock Purdy.
Yeah, I mean Brock Purdy probably with him. Yeah.
Now let's tell some people that they need to jump in the shower because that was fucking terrible.
I got plenty of that.
Go ahead.
Josh Allen. I mean, come on, bro. What the fuck was that?
He's on my list. Jared Goff. Dog. Back-to-back picks?
Yeah. Packers defense. What the fuck was that?
Bryce Young. Come on, dude.
Aaron Rodgers. That's probably one of your worst games you've played in a while.
In that vein, MVS, Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
You gotta catch one of them, man.
Come on, man. That was 3 times. Alrighty. Inferno?
Yeah, we can do that.
Alright. I'll give it a start here. In my 4th circle, Jonathan Gannon. Look, you're only in the 4th because I get it. You had to deal with Kyler Murray. But you're going to have to get better.
In my 3rd, I have Sean McDermott. I mean, I get it. I understand. You know, you're barely here, but like you got to remember. I think you need to build a team that can succeed without just Josh Allen, because it's very obvious that when he's having a bad game, you will lose. And that's just not acceptable.
That is unacceptable, 100%. In my 6th circle, Pete Carroll. This has been an unmitigated disaster from week 1. You were brought in to change this. You better start.
In my 4th circle, I have Matt LaFleur. I mean, this team is supposed to be a perennially good team. I get it that this maybe is unfair criticism, but you had a rough last year. This year is even more rough than last year was. I mean, people are going to start asking questions, so you might want to turn this boat around pretty damn quick.
Yeah, I can see that. My last one. A guy you're probably about to rant about.
Probably.
Todd Bowles, welcome to the 10th circle. Or, well, you're still there. At this point,
say you never
how do you even still have a job?
Yeah, I decided to take Todd Bowles into my illustrious 11th circle.
Ooh.
I am sick and tired of you at this point, and your latest comments just pissed me off to an nth degree. He yesterday had a interview, and he said, and I quote, we just need to get more out of our quarterback position. Excuse me? You need more out of your quarterback position. Let me see here. Baker Mayfield was 33 of 44 for 346 yards, 75% completion rate, 2 touchdowns, and I understand the 2 interceptions. That's a problem. But when you look at your rushing yards, and Bucky Irving had 9 attempts for 19 yards, and in your second was Baker fucking Mayfield with 3 and 16, and you're going to tell me that it's got to be a quarterback position that's the problem? Are you fucking insane? Are you actually fucking insane? It's obvious that you have no rushing, your defense is lackluster as fuck, and you want to try to throw Baker Mayfield under the bus? Go fuck yourself. That's all I gotta say about that.
Feel better?
No. Until he gets fired, I won't feel better. Because there is no excuse for that behavior. You gotta get better quarterback play. How about we get a better fucking head coach? How about that?
Yeah, they've been floundering ever since they kicked Bruce Arians upstairs.
Yeah. I get fire that motherfucker. Get Kevin Stefanski in there. Kevin Stefanski will do fucking better. At least he's worked with Baker before.
Yeah, I agree.
Jesus.
All right, ready to move on to some hot potatoes?
Sure.
Alrighty, hot potatoes. You can go ahead and start this.
Todd Bowles should have been fucking fired weeks ago.
I'm not going to deny that one. I'll take it. I'll eat it.
That's my hot potato.
In fact, they shouldn't have fired. They should have just fired him. They should have fired him into the sun.
Yeah, like I'm just so mad at Todd Bowles at this point. Like I was a defender for so long, and at this point, I'm just fucking tired.
Yeah, and I was riding the Bucks all season long. Like, yeah, they're gonna get it turned around. They're good.
Yep.
Um, maybe John Harbaugh saves his job when the Ravens win the division.
I think it's going to take more than just winning the division to honestly to cool off that hot seat. I think they need to make a Super Bowl, and I just don't think they will.
That's fair.
Personally speaking, anyways, because they've made playoffs enough times. It's kind of like Sean McDermott, right? Like, yeah, you've made playoffs, but then you never make it fucking anywhere after that. Do something. Ooh, hold on. Maybe. Oh, you went away. Now I'm stuck staring at myself. What the fuck? There we go.
All right, hoping it's coming back.
Hi. How'd that? What? You good?
Yep, I think the camera just heated up a little too much or something.
Oh, okay. Um. So for my second potato, maybe, just maybe, the Jacksonville Jaguars make the Super Bowl.
I won't say no, but I also won't say yes.
You coward!
I'm gonna stick it in the fridge and ruminate on it for a little bit. This one's a little weird, so hang on. Maybe the NFL is spreading itself too thin with all these streaming platforms. Amazon and YouTube and Netflix and ESPN. And
I don't think it's necessarily spreading itself too far. I think getting yourself on multiple platforms is good. I think the exclusivity is the problem. Like,
that's kind of what I was getting at.
Yeah, like, oh, you want to watch this game? Gotta go watch it on Peacock. Nah, go fuck yourself. I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, most games that are like on YouTube are displayed on also ESPN or on local television, so I'm not gonna berate that one so much. But the Amazon ones are kind of annoying, but they're like, okay. Then the Netflix deal for the holidays, you're like, all right. And now you got these Peacock games randomly. It's like, come on.
Yeah, come on.
Like, at least Amazon and Netflix, you can be like, okay, most people at least have somebody in their family that's got those two. Like, it's like, okay. How many people have fucking Peacock? Come on. No.
No.
So, yeah, I think that they are definitely running into issues with trying to spread themselves to exclusive platforms. And I think that will be an issue, but so far I don't think it's that bad. But if they continue to try to push it, it's gonna get worse before it gets better.
Yeah.
So I'm not happy about it, and I'm also not happy with the fact that Red Zone now has fucking ads on it, which is like, come on. That's the whole reason I like Red Zone, was not having fucking ads. So
well, at least it gives the guy time to go to the bathroom now.
not really, not really, but I get what you mean.
That poor dude.
Anyways, yeah, Scott Hansen.
Scott Hansen, the Iron Bladder.
Been doing it forever. All right, for my final one, maybe, just maybe, Ben Johnson will win Coach of the Year off the back of a Super Bowl win.
That's not impossible, but you half stole one of mine, which we'll get to in a minute. No, I could see it. And in fact, he might come up against my guy, maybe Coach of the Year, Mike Vrabel?
From the Patriots. I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
I mean
that could be your Super Bowl matchup right
that
there.
could be the Super Bowl matchup. It definitely could be. Um,
Both of them
yeah,
have done amazingly well this year.
I mean it's definitely possible. I just think it'd be more interesting from the aspect of Ben Johnson being that it is his first year head coaching in general, and I
Yes,
think
where
that would be kind of
Vrabel has
fun.
been a head coach before,
But
even though it's
yeah,
his first year with the Patriots.
but you want to talk about first year turnarounds on both teams? In fact, just
Yeah.
holy shit.
Holy crap.
I think they're
Both those
definitely
guys did
both
really,
contending
really
for
well.
that
Yeah.
very obviously. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, ready to do some power rankings?
Uh, yeah.
All
Yeah, we can
righty.
do that.
All righty, I'll start here real quick. Number
Okay.
10, the Buffalo Bills. You guys almost fell all the way off my list. That was terrible. That was terrible.
I agree. However, they are still on my list, and god damn it.
Motherfucker. You're plugged in. What is wrong with you today? Why are you being such a pain in my ass? It is pretty warm. Okay, I've got a little ice pack on it now. Let's hope that works. All right.
All right. So for my 10th, I didn't put the bill. The Bills are on my list, but they're not at 10. Not quite yet. At 10, I have the Chargers. They're barely still on my list, but they're gonna fall off pretty quick.
I have the Chargers at 9, but I thought about the same reasons.
I actually have the Bills at 9. I mean, yeah, we just swapped them for the
Yeah,
same kind of idea.
which
Yeah.
we always do.
Yep.
I have the Texans at 8.
Ooh, that's fair. I have them a little higher though. I actually decided to put the Rams at 8 because man, you should not be losing the Falcons. I'm sorry, you just shouldn't be.
I thought about that, but they're a little higher up for me still. Then at 7, I have the Jags, who, damn it, they're looking good, but still, there's so many teams ahead of them that I'm like, man, I just don't know if I trust you yet or not.
I get it. At 7, I actually put the Bears. That performance was good. Don't get me wrong, but it's still a loss, and you still drop at least a spot, which is pretty much exactly what happened. So.
At 6, I have the Rams. Because, yeah, you shouldn't be losing to Atlanta, and they did drop quite a bit because of it, but I still think they're a good football team.
At 6, I actually had the Texans. They've been impressing me. They've been winning games to end here. Let's see if they can keep pushing for it or not.
Fair enough. Fair enough. At 5, I have the Bears. Because that was impressive. Even though you lost, it was still impressive.
At 5, I have the Jags because, man, the last couple of weeks have been very impressive. Let's see if you can continue that momentum forward.
At 4, I have the Niners. you are in contention to win your division and the #1 spot in the NFC with a roster that looks like it's made out of Swiss cheese. What the fuck?
Fair enough. At 4, I have the Seahawks because, quite frankly, you are a good football team, but every once in a while you just make weird missteps that make me go, what?
At 3, I have the Broncos. You're in contention for the #1 spot in the AFC. Congratulations.
At 3, I have the 49ers because, damn, you want to talk about coming off a hot start for the last couple of weeks. They're just motorboating people now.
At 2, I have the Seahawks because, yeah, you guys could totally win the NFC.
At 2, I have the I was gonna say I have the Broncos at 2 because, quite frankly, I think they're still easily the second best team in football right now.
And at #1, it's obviously the Patriots.
Yep, it is unfortunately the Patriots.
Yep, the evil empire has returned.
Yep.
And I think they may be stronger than they have been in a number of years.
Yeah, I'm concerned about what that. I mean, Drake May is looking like a superstar, and Vrabel is great at getting good out of very little when it comes to his defensive players. So, quite frankly, he went into a position where that offense was already ready to cook, and he just went, "Fuck! All I got to do is fix this defense. Here we go." You want to talk about one of the easiest turnarounds ever. I think his job was easier to turn around than the Bears one, but that's still no slouch work, obviously. He very much knows his defenses, and he's very good at it.
Oh, yeah, obviously, yes. All right, let's talk about Week 18, shall we?
I guess.
Alrighty, we will start with the Who Wants to Win This Division Bowl.
We got a couple of those, actually.
Well, this one is the NFC South one, so it's going to be the Panthers at the Buccaneers.
Fuck it, I'm giving it to the Panthers because
Me too.
Yeah, I want Todd Bowles to get fired. If there isn't a game that won't do it, it's got to be that one.
Yep. Then we're going to go for the Who Wants the #1 seed in the NFC Bowl. Seahawks at Niners.
I'm gonna give it to the Niners. I think they are actually a better team right now. Weirdly enough.
I'll take the Seahawks. Then a game that's for nothing other than pride. The Packers come to Minnesota to take on the Vikings.
Let's go Vikings!
Yep, fuck the Pack.
For no other reason than just because of that, yeah.
Yep. Then the Colts go to the Texans. If the Texans win, they have a shot at the AFC South title.
I do actually think the Texans will win.
I agree with you. Then another game that's for nothing other than pride. The Cowboys go to New York to take on the Giants.
Let's go Giants!
Yep, I agree with you there too. The Battle of Ohio. The Browns go to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals.
I'm sorry, I don't see them beating the Bengals. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I don't either. Another NFC South battle for nothing other than pride. The Saints go to take on the Falcons.
That will actually be could be a close game, but I am gonna lean it towards the Saints. Weirdly enough,
I'll take the Eagles just because
Falcons.
Bijan could totally go off and dominate the game again.
I certainly hope you mean Falcons and not the Eagles.
Yes, I meant the Falcons, not the Eagles.
Okay.
Titans at Jags. If Jags win, they take the AFC South.
I do think the Jags win that game.
I agree with you. Cards at Rams.
I mean, duh.
Rams need this to be like the 5th seed, essentially.
Yeah, the Rams are going to win it, yeah.
They should. If they don't, there's problems.
Oh, yeah.
Chargers at Broncos. If the Broncos win, they sew up the #1 seed in the AFC.
I do think the Broncos are likely going to win that game.
Well, the Chargers have already stated they're going to be sitting Justin Herbert.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure the Broncos are winning.
They are starting Trey Lance.
Trey Lance, yeah.
Now for the one that's interesting, because I would say the one team is going to lose, But considering the other team is on their third string quarterback, I don't know. Chiefs at Raiders.
Ooh, yeah, but the Raiders even. I think the Raiders are on their second string quarterback too, right? Because I don't know if
Yeah,
Gino's
but
playing.
I don't know if Gino's playing. I don't know if it's going to be Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs' defense has been junk, and they're on their third string quarterback.
If the Raiders win, it's going to be off the back of Ashton Genty. That's all I'm going to say about that.
I agree with you, but could they win?
I mean, it's possible. It'd be hilarious.
Because if they were going to ever screw up a number one pick, this would be how they do it.
I think even if they win this game, they still get the number one pick, actually.
No, they don't. Well, theoretically,
no, because they only have one win. They would still be.
No, they have 2 wins.
I thought they only had one right now.
Nope, they have 2.
Mm-hmm. I still think that their head-to-head with the Jets would still be.
If they win and the Giants lose, the Giants get the first overall pick.
No, the Giants had to lose both their games for that to happen. I think they've already cemented that they've only got the second pick.
I've already looked at that. The Giants have 3 wins.
Yeah.
The Raiders would have 3 wins if they win this. The Giants
but haven't they played each other and the Giants won, so the head-to-head would have already been...
They did, but it's not based off the head-to-head. It's based off the SOS. And the Giants had a weaker strength of schedule.
I was going to say, based upon what I saw, it's already been short up, but I would have to double-check. Because I was listening to what they were saying on air at the time, and that's what they were saying on air.
No, so. My understanding is that it hasn't been completely short up. It's all but short up. If the Raiders were to win and the Giants were to lose, the Giants would still get the number 1 overall pick.
I think that would still be up for question, but I don't know if that's right or not. Based upon what I've seen, it's kind of questionable, actually, still.
But I don't think it's going to matter. Either way. We both think the Chiefs are probably going to win this.
I mean... The Raiders could win this, but I doubt they will with the way they did play.
I doubt they will either. Dolphins at Patriots.
I mean, listen. Unless the Patriots decide to sit all their starters, I think they're probably winning this game.
Well, if the Patriots have to win this and then have to have the Broncos lose or tie in order
to get the first,
yeah. So I think they're going to be playing all out.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Unless they sat, there's no way they're losing this game.
Commanders at Eagles.
I mean, there's no reason the Eagles don't win this game. The Commanders are kind of depleted at this point.
Yeah, and that's kind of why they're losing.
Yeah.
Bears at Lions. If the Bears win, they shore up the number 2 seed.
I'm fairly positive the Bears will win this game. The Lions have been looking rather ass the last couple of weeks.
I agree with you. Full on. Jets at Bills.
I mean, the Bills have had issues, but they're not that bad.
I was going to say, all I'm going to say is, if you lose this game, Buffalo, Sean McDermott needs to be fired.
I mean, there should be no reason they lose this game unless they sit out some of their players for some reason.
Yeah. And then the final, who's going to win the Division Bowl? Ravens and Steelers.
You know, originally I was going to say Steelers, but I don't know now because the way they played that last game was so dookie, and the Ravens just ran over everybody. So unless the Steelers' defense shows up hardcore, I think the Ravens actually win.
I agree with you. I think the Ravens are going to win. Especially if Lamar is back.
Yeah.
All right. Let me do an NHL Power Rankings, and then we'll wrap this up. How about that?
Okay.
Alrighty, starting down at number 10, a team that has never, ever in our history been on NHL Power Rankings. They have been on NHL Powerless Rankings, and that would be the Buffalo Sabres, with 44 points, who are currently riding a 9-game winning streak. I don't understand this. They fired their general manager, Kevin Adams, and brought in Jarmo Kekalainen, and suddenly they've won 9 in a row. With the exact same team, they've done nothing different but get rid of the GM. I don't get it. At number 9, we have the Tampa Bay Lightning with 47 points. Also, between them and the Panthers, they may have set a record for most penalty minutes between two teams. At number 8, the New York Islanders with 48 points. They're actually playing really good this year, and Patrick Waugh looks really good behind the bench. At number 7, the Carolina Hurricanes with 51 points. They're not doing bad, but they're also not doing great. And especially recently, they're like 6-3 and something. You know, and you just go, meh. Like 6-3-1 or 6-1-3 or something like that. And you just kind of go, okay. At number 6, the Montreal Canadiens with 48 points. And they're kind of the same boat. They're like 6-2-2 over the last 10. At number 5, the Edmonton Oilers, who are like 7-0-3 in their last 10. Or 8-0-2, something like that. And they have 46 points. They've started to come to life. Which is not good for everybody else. Number 4, also having a rough patch of it over the last 10, the Dallas Stars with 57 points. At number 3, the Detroit Red Wings with 49 points. At number 2, I believe they're 8-0-2 over their last 10, and it is the Minnesota Wild with 54 points. And in the number 1 position, to the surprise of nobody, the mutant Colorado Avalanche with 65 points, who are 9-0-1 in their last 10. They are absolutely obliterating this league. It isn't fair. And that is the end of what I have this week. What do you think of that, Chris?
I don't think.
We can tell. It's all right. Don't worry about it. Well, if you like what we do here, we ask that you give us a like, give us a subscribe, hit the little button down below that says, hey, dummy, I'm hitting the button. Ring the bell so that you know when we upload. We believe in you. We know that if you put your mind to it, that you can do whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. And, until next time, stay bearded.